Hello everyone, my name is Kieran. Welcome to yet another Manchester United live review. What a victory that is, a very important victory, especially considering the results as well. There are other results going on. Chelsea, of course, not being able to get a result against Southampton. We've gained 2 points on Chelsea, and this is probably the first win that we had to properly grind out. We had to properly grind this one out. You know, we didn't have it all our way. Newcastle at times did look very dangerous, but we pulled it out of the bag in the end. The substitutes came on. Lukaku and Sanchez both made the difference in the end, and 2-0 win away at Newcastle. Very good indeed. And of course, you guys can leave your thoughts in the live chat on that as well. I want to hear what you guys have to say. And also feel free to, leave a like, all that good stuff, as you guys know. Welcome Dazza and Angelino, thanks for joining. He says, finally a clean sheet, 3 clean sheets from 21 games. Yeah, of course, the clean sheet is a huge bonus. Haven't had a clean sheet in a very long time, so it's great to see us get a clean sheet. It didn't look likely we were going to get a clean sheet in the game, but we did manage to get one in the end, by hook or by crook. But it doesn't matter, we got that 0 next to our name, and that's all that matters. Angelina says, honestly, couldn't watch the game, and only relayed on radio commentary. Don't have much to say today. Fair enough. Obviously, it was a great win for United. 3 points in the bag, and of course, gaining points on Chelsea as well, which is always good because they sit in 4th position. So look, it's positive. 4 wins out of 4 for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. And I think, as I said at the start, this was a game which is the first time we actually had a bit of a challenge against us. I think we all knew coming into it, this was going to be the biggest test that we've had so far under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and it proved to be. They had some decent early chances, and throughout the game, they always looked like they could potentially nick a goal, and they nearly did. But, of course, we got the result in the end, and that is all that matters. 4 wins out of 4. It's all looking up Millhouse. Welcome to the Tactical Show, Frank and Ryan. Thanks for joining, guys. Really do appreciate it. Please do leave a like if you haven't already. Tactical Show is just a very good testing game. Of course, it was a test. Probably the first test of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's reign. Frank says, hopefully that performance has crushed any illusions about Man United and the top 4 finish. Look, I thought we didn't play too badly. We grinded out the result, and if you are gonna, finish highly, you have to grind out those performances and definitely beat the teams like Newcastle who are lower down the table. So I've got to say fair play. I've got to say fair play to the lads. We did the business tonight. And I think top 4 is still in our reach. Yes, of course, it's going to be a long way, and I think Chelsea are going to drop points and Arsenal are going to drop points, but we're going to drop points. I'm not completely delusional thinking we're going to win every game to the end of the season. That's not going to happen. So ultimately, we're just going to have to take our chances when we can to take points off other teams and try and, keep the momentum going, and hopefully we can do that, although as I said, it's a long way to go. Dazza says, I'm assuming there's no calls as it's past 10 long. Yeah, probably no calls. It probably won't be that long of a stream. I do apologise. But, of course, if you guys want to call me in the future, add me on Skype in the description down below. Leroy Lita is the Skype name. Don't ask me why, but it's in the Skype in the description down below. So make sure you add me for future videos. Frank says, Man United are very poor until that Dubravka mistake. Yeah, I think obviously we got very unfortunate with the mistake. Lukaku as well getting on the score sheet, which is a great positive, but it was a bit of a mistake. He did fumble it. It was a decent, Rashford's shot, let's be fair, did have a lot of swerve on it, but, you would expect a keeper at the top level to be doing better than that. But Lukaku pounced on it. He was running in after the shot, and, as good strikers should do, and he tapped it in. So, as I said, you gotta give props where it's due. But it was good to see Lukaku get back on the score sheet, as well as Alexis Sanchez. He is back in the team, got subbed on at the same time as Romelu Lukaku, and made the difference, passing it to Marcus Rashford, who finished very well. And to be honest with you, I was very surprised that Rashford actually finished the chance, because I'm always worried about his end product. And I think, some United fans obviously are on the hype train with Rashford, and I think he's a really good player, but we have to remember he's still only 21 years old. He's still got a lot of time left to develop, and I think he's still got a lot to develop in terms of his finishing and his calmness in front of goal. But under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer so far, he's done very, very well. So hopefully his form continues. Welcome, Football Fan Fever. Thanks for joining, mate. Appreciate it. Frank says, against Newcastle, congrats. Look, as I said, it's 4 wins out of 4. It doesn't matter who we're playing. You have to beat whoever's in front of you. So, you know, am I getting carried away? Who cares? Who cares? Angelina says, illusions. Frank seems like a scared Tottenham fan. If only that was the case. If only that was the case. Ryan says, Frank, we were under par, but under control and showed some good moments of play at a tough away ground. Ugh, he's getting roasted in the comments. Frank is getting roasted in the comments. Fair play. But look, you know, going away to Newcastle hasn't always been the best fixture for us, especially last season under Jose Mourinho, a 1-0 defeat. But they always make themselves very difficult to beat, and the fact we broke through their defenders in the end, I think it has to be commended. And, you know, even though it's not going to be our best win of the season, definitely not. I'm not saying this is like a massive triumph. It was still a very, very good away win at a tough away ground to go to. So I'm happy. I'm happy. Dazza says 14 goals, 3 conceded in 4 games. If that's not top 4 form, then what is? Well, I mean, to be honest, there were a lot of times today where I did think we could concede. I think our defence is still a bit shaky from those set pieces. Phil Jones is still a liability. You know, I mean, I don't know why I'm surprised. I'm not really surprised, but he nearly cost us a goal. If it wasn't for his goal-saving tackle where he got back from his mistake, then we would have been 1-0 down very early on. But, you know, we still need to sort that out, and I do think there will be some action in the transfer window either in January or the summer to look at new centre-back options, and that's what I'll be making some future videos on as well. Fourth Fan View says, Man City, Chelsea and Arsenal, we are coming for you. Well, I mean, let's hope so, let's hope so. I'm not going to get too carried away, but we are cutting the gap. I think the gap on Arsenal's only 3. The gap to Chelsea's like, I think 6 or 7 or something like that, so we are cutting the gap bit by bit. Dazza says 6 points off Chelsea, 3 points off Arsenal, top 4 incoming if we keep this up, watch out. Yeah, look, we've won 4 games out of 4, but I'm not going to get too carried away. You know, I want to see how we do against Spurs. I think Spurs is definitely going to be kind of the first big benchmark to see where we are and where we're going to get to. So let's see what we can do against those teams before we can start judging. Because we are still very, very early into Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's managerial reign at Manchester United, but there's a lot to be positive about, which is great. Welcome Yash and welcome. No, just welcome Yash. Well, welcome to stream, Yash. Thanks for joining. Sorry, I thought it was somebody else there. But welcome Yash. Thanks for joining as always, mate. Frank says, that's fine. Calling people a Liverpool fan without evidence is one of the worst insults around, though. No, you know what? I totally agree. Totally agree. Ryan says, if we beat Spurs, we'll be in the top 4 by the end of February. Yeah, I mean, if we beat Spurs, that'll be a massive result, and it'll definitely show that we are turning a corner. You know, to go away to Spurs and win is something we haven't been able to do in a while. And I can't remember the last time we went to Spurs and won a game. It might have been like 2013. So if we did go away to Spurs and get the 3 points, that would be a massive result. The Tactical Show says, now the big guns can grab a rest. Yeah, well, yeah, of course. Reading coming up on the weekend. Hopefully we do see some people like, you know, yeah, hopefully we can see some of the other people like Greenwood, Chong, those sort of youngsters come in. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it from that aspect of the game. It's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be a very exciting one. But of course, you know, seeing the youth players is always good. And hopefully, they can grab their opportunity and potentially we can see them more often in the you know, the squad for Premier League games. There you go. Yasser, super happy. Was at work and struggled to watch the game, but what a result. Yeah, brilliant result. And yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, like, the game itself wasn't exactly action-packed, but, you know, we got the 3 points, and that's all that matters in the end of the day. Especially when you're trying to go for a goal, top 4. You know, the 3 points is all that matters. So, you know, great to get those 3 points. But yeah, look, I mean, who was your man of the match, guys? Who was your man of the match? For me, I think, you know, Marcus Rashford was given it by the Sky Sports people. I would say, I think Rashford probably deserved it. I think, you know, he worked really hard all night. Obviously got the goal himself. You know, kind of got the assist for Lukaku's goal as well. He did really well for himself, and I think Rashford deserves man of the match. I think an honourable mention as well, Alexis Sanchez coming back from injury and getting an assist for himself. Really, really good impact. But look, I mean, I think also Matic as well was solid, but I feel like Rashford for me was probably man of the match. Also, Ander Herrera as well has played really, really well. I think he's probably one of the unsung heroes in the team. He's almost like our Kante. You know, he's kind of going around breaking up the play. He's very, very busy, which is great. And I think Herrera was absolutely fantastic today. But I would give the man of the match to Rashford. But there are a few notable, a few notable additions to that list. But what do you guys think? Who was your man of the match? Who would you say played the best? And who would you say didn't play that too well as well? I mean, for me, I thought, you know, Anthony Martial didn't have a great game today. He was brought off for Alexis Sanchez, and I thought that was the right move. I thought Martial, I'm not sure if it was his fault or not, but he just wasn't seeming to get into the game, and when he did, he didn't really take his opportunity, which was unfortunate because he does have a lot of talent, but unfortunately, you know, Martial didn't. He just wasn't on form today, and he was going down the wrong side. I think Yedlin is a very good defender, very, very quick, and unfortunately Martial is not the quickest. So it didn't happen for Martial tonight. It wasn't his night tonight. I didn't think it was Juan Mata's night tonight either. But yeah, I mean, obviously. There are a few players who are going to miss out because Newcastle did a very, very good job at defending overall. You know, it was the mistake that kind of opened up the game, and once the game was open, you know, we had a few chances at the end there where we could have had, you know, 3 or 4, but we weren't able to take them. So once that goal went in, once Dubravka made that mistake, and it was 1-0, the game opened up, and it was very, very hard for Newcastle to get back in it from that point. Angelina says, well, we play Frank's Brighton after Spurs. He was scared for a reason, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Obviously, the away game didn't go too well, but we won't talk about that. But the home game, I'm looking forward to it now. I'm looking forward to it. Although, didn't they win, Frank? Didn't they win Brighton today? Let me know if they did. I think they did win. I forgot who they're playing, but I think they did get the 3 points. Welcome, Max. Welcome to the stream, mate. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. Go and check out his channel as well. He's now doing live streams once again. He's back from his ban, so go and check out his channel. Really, really good stuff. And I thought Herrera, I agree, Herrera was very, very good today. As I said, a bit of a unsung hero for Manchester United today. And just... You know, he's consistent, and I like players that are consistent. Even if they're not the greatest players, as long as they put in a good shift and they're consistent for the team, I like them. I like them. Ryan says, after Spurs, 2 home games, which is good. Of course, you know, entertaining the home fans is always good. And the way we're playing right now, I'm sure the home fans will be absolutely buzzing for that. Frank says, if we start Murray again, De Gea might fall asleep from boredom. To be fair, though, Murray took his chance last time. He flicked it past De Gea. Fair play to him. He took his chance. He was lingering in the box. But yeah, I hate playing against Glenn Murray. I mean, I hate him when he's lining up against us because he always just seems to get in there, you know, I don't understand why he's a good striker. I just don't understand it. I don't understand how he's better than the defenders we've got. I mean, well, I can understand Phil Jones, but I just don't understand how he can still score goals in the modern game. But I've got to take my hat off to him. If I had a hat, I would take it off, but I don't. But yeah, I just don't understand how he keeps scoring goals, but there you go. Hopefully he doesn't score any when he comes to Old Trafford. Yeah, says his man of the match is Marcus Rashford. Super awesome. I just hope Sanchez showed his class. Well, Sanchez got the assist today, and I thought he was all right when he came on, but he'll get better with time. You know, I think he might play against Reading just for the minutes, which I wouldn't mind seeing at all. So yeah, I think Sanchez has been out for quite a while, and you know he just needs minutes to get back into the flow of it. But it was a good assist for him today, good pass to Rashford to make it, you know, 2-0, and that was the killer goal. We needed that second goal. You know, Newcastle were coming at us, potentially looking at an equaliser to kill the game off at that point was fantastic. So yeah. All in all, you know, decent comeback for Alexis Sanchez, but it'll be interesting to see how he does over a 90-minute period. By the way, guys, if you are watching, please do subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. Our goal for 2019 is 1,000 subscribers, so if you guys can help us achieve that goal, that would be absolutely fantastic. So if you are watching, please do subscribe to the channel. And also leave a like if you haven't already as well, if you are enjoying the content. Welcome Red Deal Rant TV. Thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it. Ryan says Lindelof was very good. I thought, again, Lindelof had a decent game. I think, you know, he's been the kind of constant defender. We've chopped and changed with Bailly and Jones and Smalling and Rojo coming in, but Lindelof has seemed to have been the constant, and he has done very, very well. It's been a very good year for him, you know, getting Swedish Player of the Year ahead of Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and you know, he's done very well for himself, and hopefully he continues to do that, because we need some consistency in that back line. And unfortunately, for the next few games, we're going to have Phil Jones lining up at the back, and because Eric Bailly stupidly got sent off. But you know, as long as Lindelof's playing well, at least it might give confidence to other centre-backs around him as well. So let's hope he continues. Ryan says, Sanchez showed some class today. He will only get better in the coming weeks. Yeah, I totally agree. He'll only get better with game time. Yash asks, do you think Young will leave this window? Ole rested him today. Well, I feel like Ole he's just resting players. I feel like he is just resting players. He said that Lingard didn't start today because he was giving him a rest. And I think he is doing that with players like Ashley Young. You've got to remember, he's 35 years old. You know, he's not going to be able to run around like he used to anymore. So, you know, there's going to be some chopping and changing. And I think Valencia today, he didn't do that bad of a job. I mean, obviously Ashley Young is probably a bit better going forward. But, you know, Valencia, I thought he did his defensive job today decently, and you know, he filled in well. He's not as good as he used to be, but he does a job. And as I said, if you work hard and do a job for the team, you're fine. You're fine by me. Welcome Rashford Jawara. Thanks for joining, mate. Appreciate it. He says, great. We just need to improve more. Yeah, well, if we improve more, I mean, we could become a really, really good team. But yeah, I thought in today's game, there were periods where we were a bit slack and, you know, we were giving the ball away. And Newcastle looked like they could potentially nick a goal. So, yeah, I totally agree. We just need to, you know, improve in that aspect. But overall, we grinded out the result. 2-0 victory. What more can you ask for as well? Full Family says, would be nice for a sub, Ryan, so you can start watching my vids again. Oh yeah, of course, DLM's channel's not there anymore. Full Fan Fever is there. So if you want to go check out Full Fan Fever, make sure you check it out. Angelina says, so buying Lindelof is our go-to partnership then, case closed. Well, I mean, that for me, I feel like that's our best partnership in terms of quality. I think potentially Smalling gets in there with a shout, because I think Smalling this season hasn't been too bad at all. So I think it would either be Lindelof or Bailly, or Lindelof and Smalling. Just kind of a rotation of them, in my opinion. Riddle Rant says, poor match for Mata, I think. I feel like, you know, Mata, yeah, he didn't have the greatest of games today. Obviously, he got subbed off as well. I think he got subbed off for Sanchez, and I think, yeah, Mata got subbed off for Sanchez, and I think Lukaku got subbed on for Martial. So yeah, obviously Mata got subbed off as well. It just wasn't his game today. I think he was trying to make things happen. His passes weren't coming off, and I think in some ways it was good that Mata went off, because I feel like you know, Mata does slow down the play a bit. Yes, he has got a wonder the left foot, but sometimes he looks to kind of go sideways rather than forwards, and maybe that's the best thing. Maybe I'm just being naive, but you know, I do like the fact we are going forward a lot more and looking forward with our passes. So yeah, I feel like taking off Mata today was the right decision, and it's great to see we've got the squad depth of the likes of you know, Lukaku and Sanchez to come on and, you know, change the game, and ultimately they did make the difference coming on. Ryan says, mine, we are still learning under Ole. We can still improve on these opening 4 games. Yeah, well, totally agree. You know, even though we have won, you know, 4 games, only conceded 3 goals. You know, that is good form, but there's still a lot of you know, room for improvement. If you actually look at our overall performance in these games, you know, there's still the fact that we are very, very vulnerable at the back, especially from set pieces. Still, we need to work on that. Whether that's you know, needs to happen in January, or we need to bring in a specialist coach to, you know, to deal with that. I'm not sure, but we definitely need to improve defensively. And there are some periods of the game when we do start slacking. We do, you know, kind of, we're not as clinical with our passing, we're not as quick, and we need to keep, especially in the bigger games, you need to be a lot more, you know, precise and clinical with your passing and your finishing if you are going to win those big games. So, you know, it's all right playing kind of these smaller teams, but when we play the big teams in the league, you have to be clinical. And, you know, definitely there's a lot of things to improve, Ryan, definitely. And thanks for joining in, mate. Really appreciate it. And yeah, Ryan, thanks for tuning in. The Tackle Show says, Pogba should have scored, but we got a much-needed clean sheet, so I ain't complaining. Yeah, obviously Pogba missed his chance today. I mean, Paul Pogba's performance, I'm not sure what you guys thought of Pogba's performance today. I thought he wasn't too bad. I thought there were some bits where he was good. There were other bits where I thought he could really do better. There was one pass where, you know, he could have sealed the game, and I think he was a bit lackadaisical, trying to pass it through someone's legs, rather than just kind of taking a touch and opening his body and passing out wide to set up the counter-attack. I think sometimes he can just try and be a bit too cute, but overall, I thought he was alright today. He wasn't at the heights of, you know, the likes of the Bournemouth or Huddersfield performances, but I thought Newcastle did a very, very good job today at kind of nullifying his threat. And, you know, these teams aren't going to do that. They're going to see the threat of Pogba and the way he's playing at the moment, and they're going to want to nullify him. And it's a legitimate tactic, so we have to watch out for that in the future. Frank says, surprised Man United's XG was, expected goals was 2.55. Actually, perhaps I was too harsh earlier. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, look, you know, we created quite a few chances, but I'm not going to sit here and say we didn't, you know, that Newcastle didn't create any chances. You know, Newcastle, you know, really were, you know, kind of pressing. You know, they had a lot of crosses in the game, and I think, you know, Rondon was a constant threat. But yeah, ultimately, I think once that first goal went in, the game kind of opened up. Newcastle thought, you know what, let's try and just go for the goal. And once they started pressing forward, once they started leaving gaps in behind, it was game over really. And you know, we could have had a few more than we did if we if we had a bit more quality and a bit more clinicalness about the way we went forward. We could have had a few more, but alas, we didn't. And you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles in the end of the day. But you know, still 2-0 win, clean sheet as well, brilliant to get a clean sheet. Only our 3rd clean sheet of the season, or 4th clean sheet of the season. I'm not quite sure on that stat, but still an abysmal stat nonetheless. But lots to be happy about. Yash is happy to close on Chelsea. Hope Ole gets us to 4th. Well, exactly. I mean, if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gets us to 4th, I think there wasn't many United fans who thought he was going to come in and get us to 4th. I think a lot of United fans didn't have that much high expectations, and you know, I think that's fair enough considering, you know, he's come from Mulder and he hasn't had too much managerial experience per se, but you know, he's come in and and the players are playing for him well. But again, I feel like we're only going to be able to see his true how well, and you know, we're only going to have a true indicator of how well we're going to do under him. You know, when we do start playing the bigger teams like the Spurs, like Arsenal, like Chelsea, and I think that's why, you know, next Sunday's game against Spurs is going to be very, very interesting to watch. Roberto, welcome to the stream, mate. Thanks for joining. He says, hey, Kieran, what do you think of those edits I sent you? Yeah, so they were really, really good, mate. Really, really good. You know, so... No, yeah, I thought they were brilliant. I thought they were really good. And, you know, you've got some talent there, Roberto. You really have got talent. And if you want to go check out his channel, go check it out. I'd recommend it. Welcome, Brother Gaming. Thanks for joining. I didn't know you had blue eyes. Yeah, I know. For some reason, I've got blue eyes. Obviously, the lighting is able to, you know, make me see I've got blue eyes. So there you go. I don't know. Yeah, says, just how Dubai trip yields good results. Rejuvenates players. Let's go for top 4. Yeah, exactly. You know, mate, if Dubai's doing a, you know, if Dubai's doing the stuff, may as well go back there. You know, may as well. But anyway, yeah, let's go for top 4. We may as well go for top 4 now. Let's be honest. You know, we've won the first 4 games. We're not going to get carried away, but we have to push and we have to keep this momentum going. I think the Spurs game is, you know, could potentially be. Well, it's going to be a massive game. If we do win that game, it could set us up for a top 4 push for the rest of the season. If we lose that game and we lose ground on Chelsea and Arsenal, which is likely, but you know, it would be devastating, then you know, I think top 4 would be getting out of our reach at that point. But we have to dream. You have to dream, and if you want to get top 4, you have to win some of your big games at least. And this season, we haven't won a single big game, so hopefully we can start against Spurs. Red Durant TV says, Kieran, what do you think of the ref in the game? Look, I feel like he did miss some challenges, but then he also did let some stuff go. So I feel like he'll give his performance a 6.5 out of 10. I thought, to be honest with you, he did make some mistakes. I think Shelvey's challenge on Pogba, whilst he did give a foul, it was a clear yellow card for John Joe Shelvey. But, you know, I obviously didn't give that. But I think Andre Mariner, the referee, was trying to, you know, let the game go a lot. And, you know, that's fair enough in the Premier League. You know, let the game go. It'll make for better entertainment. But ultimately, there were some challenges which he probably shouldn't have let it go. But I guess it's the same for both teams. But I think there were a few challenges, naughty challenges, that he did miss. But ultimately, you know, if you win the game, for me, if you win the game, you know, there's no point complaining about the referee. You know, you got the win in the end. I feel like you can only really complain about the referee if you lose. You know, there's no point complaining about him. We got the 2-0 win. You know, clean sheet. Bob's your uncle. There you go. The tag was showing the ref was so shit. Fair enough. As I said, I thought he missed some decisions, but I also thought he got a lot of stuff right. So on balance, I thought he did okay in the game. Max says the tackle of Pogba by Shelby was disgraceful. I mean, look, he missed that one. Obviously, he gave the foul, but it definitely was at least a yellow card. But it wasn't given, and luckily Shelby didn't score or anything like that. So, you know, as I said, didn't make too much of a difference in the game anyway. It was their own time they were wasting anyway, and you know, those sort of things will happen. But the fact we can get over it, the fact we can get the result as well, all the better, all the better. I think we probably would have felt a lot more aggrieved if it was someone like Shelby who scored, or, you know, if we did lose the game, but we didn't, so nothing to complain about. It's all sunny over here. Welcome Rodney, welcome to stream, mate. Thanks for joining, really appreciate it. Go check out Rodney's channel in the description down below. Really good podcast we did a bit earlier in the week, or maybe it was last week, I can't remember, but a really good podcast all about Man United, all that good stuff. So make sure you go check out his channel in the link in the description down below, and go check out his latest podcast. Really good stuff. Really enjoy doing them, and the discussions are very interesting. Don't you worry about that. Featuring some of this channel's regulars as well. Some people on this channel that you might have heard before. So make sure you go and check that out on Rodney's channel. Oh yeah, last week, but the first of many. I like that. I like the sound of that, Rodney. I like the sound of that indeed. But yeah, I think our next game obviously is Reading on Sunday. I think it's this Sunday. So yeah, look, the FA Cup, there's definitely potential there for us to get another trophy. Last season, we completely mucked it up against Chelsea, which is devastating, because I think, you know, it would have been good to see Jose Mourinho lift yet another trophy at Manchester United. Another trophy that he's got over Jurgen Klopp, who's being lauded as some sort of football genius. But I'll let that slide. You know, I'm not going to be bitter tonight. Tonight is about positivity. I'll try not to be bitter about Liverpool. Oh, Saturday, sorry. Oh, it's on BT Sport. Decent. Fair play. But yeah, on Saturday, of course, playing Reading. And it'll be nice to see some of the youngsters play. I would like to see as well Alexis Sanchez get a full 90 minutes. I think when he came on today, he didn't do too badly. But I think Sanchez will get better with minutes, so let's hope he comes into the side against Reading and plays a decent amount of time. Because I think he will get better with time, especially when you've been out with an injury. You need to kind of have minutes back in the side, and get used to the players again. And I think he needs to hit the ground running, to be fair, because he is on 500 grand a week, and he's been paid that much to sit on his arse for the last you know, few months. So he has to hit the ground running. Frank says Reading are useless, to be honest. By the way, to be honest, I haven't watched too much of Reading this season, but I could see why you're saying that. But to be honest with you, I mean, last time we played them, they weren't exactly brilliant. We won the game 4-0 at Old Trafford, so I'm expecting a similar result. But, you know what, sometimes these sort of games can surprise you. You know, Reading could come out. I don't think they have too much left in the season to play for, so they've got nothing to lose. So we have to be wary about that. But it will be good in that game to see people like Mason Greenwood, Tahith Chong, these sort of players. I remember I used to say that sort of thing about Marcus Rashford, and now Marcus Rashford's starting for Manchester United as one of the main players. How time flies, Frank's biggest bet of the season was on them to get relegated, looking pretty good now. Oh wow, are they in the relegation zone? Wow, if we don't get a result against them, wow, that would be an embarrassment. But you know what? That's for the future. That's for the future. We're relishing in the positivity. Tiger Show says, Fred, Sanchez, Lukaku, Mata have to start and then bring in the youth. Oh, of course, yeah, Fred as well. Actually, Fred is a good point. You know, it was Herrera and Mata who, fair play to them, did a very good job tonight. But, you know, they got a start, and Fred has been on the bench for the last few games. But I think Reading would be an ideal game for Fred to get an opportunity. So again, I mean, I didn't think of that, the tactical show, but yeah, I think Fred actually will get an opportunity. Lukaku as well, might get a few goals for him. And Mata, quality player as well. So, look, I mean, we've got a great squad depth. There's no doubt about that. We've got a really good squad depth, and I think we'll use it to its full capability against Reading. I mean, I hope we can get the win. I was going to say hope we get the 3 points, but it doesn't work like that. But yeah, hopefully get the win, go through to the 4th round. I would like to see some interesting ties, to be honest, because I think in this round there isn't too many, you know, belter ties. You know, I would love to see in the next round, you know, big ties. Just we're not in the big ties, but just knock out a few of the big boys. So let's say Man City, Liverpool, you know, Chelsea, Arsenal, these sort of games, and we can get, you know, we can get Wycombe Wanderers or someone like that. That would be beautiful. Yash says, should rest many players against Reading. Yep, totally agree. There's no point, you know, wasting the energy. Of course, we will have a week's break because the international fixture list, the really congested the really congested winter fixture list, I should say, has finished now. That was the last game, really. Well, the last game will be on Saturday for us, and then after that, it'll go back to every game is on a Saturday, and then it's Saturday, and then next Saturday. You know what I mean? Apparently they're 23rd in the. Jesus, I thought Reading were actually not that bad. 23rd in the league. Wow. Yeah, they shouldn't have too much hope. They shouldn't have a hope. But you know what? Who knows? Who knows what Reading turns up on the day? And who knows what United turns up on the day? Frank says, Kieran, you can't be suggesting that Accrington versus Ipswich isn't a big tie, surely. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, it's a battle. It's a battle there, I'll tell you what. I mean, isn't that a derby? No, I'm joking. But Ipswich, repping the Ipswich. Even though, I mean, I don't live that close to Ipswich. Don't know what else to say about that tie, to be honest. But yeah, it's a tie. It's a clash of the Titans there in the northwest. Northwest. Yeah, northwest. Let's say northwest. My geography's not that great. But anyway, Taggle Show says, if you rest both centre-backs for the Reading game, who is there? Good question. Rojo probably comes in. I think Smalling potentially if he's fit. Maybe Darmian might have to do a job there as well. So, who knows, Asim? Who knows? But anyway, guys, I'm probably going to end it here. You know, I've said everything I want to say about the game. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below if you are watching this as a video. Thank you to everyone who has tuned in tonight. Really appreciate it. Please do leave a like if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. I will be doing a preview for the Reading game on Friday, so make sure you're there. Hit that notification bell to make sure you're notified whenever I go live. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll see you guys for the next one.